to game number 1 in our series between Hots Chads and Rise and Grind. I was not informed of who won the coin flip, but I think technically home team in the playoffs does in fact auto win. So Hots Chads did go for the map pick. They then banned out the Dragonshire, as well as Tomb of the Spider Queen. Rise and Grind then bans out Cursed Hollow and Volskaya Foundry. Hotstads then takes us to Alterac Pass, and I can't speak today for some reason. It's fine, you guys don't need me to speak properly. I'll just grunt and make vague gestures into what I'm trying to communicate. But we are in the draft here. Sylvanas is the first ban. She's a very strong hero on this map. Honestly, a strong hero in general. I don't see her as often as I'd expect to, just because of how much value her trait can bring. Vala does get banned out as well, a really high damage DPS, and just an absolute nuisance to tanks. My cousin Zoltos complains endlessly about the fact that Vala just kind of makes you explode. Savaro is also banned out here. Big macro pressure. Those feel targeted against a team that specializes in macro capabilities as well as random cheese. So we might be interested. We might be in for a really interesting draft here, as well as interesting team compositions. Marden is the final ban for Wave 1. And our first pick, I'm kind of expecting something like a Joe, or perhaps some seriously strong macro presence, like a Falstad or a Leoric. Someone who can really put a lot of pressure on the map, as well as solid team fight value. Or we could see Brightwing, because there's a whole lot of love for the Brightwing. But it is, in fact, Johanna as the first pick for our game number 1. Jaina is the first pick for Hots Chads. Pretty solid all-around burst mage. Lots of burst potential. And that slow can be a real nuisance to some characters. And there's Brightwing, the ever-adorable fairy dragon, taking the stage. She is one of my favorite characters in the game. I like dragons. I like dragons. I like cute things. Brightwing's a cute dragon. I'm not gonna discount the fact that Brightwing is basically the embodiment of a great many things that I like. Anduin and Falstad are the final picks for Wave 1 here. Rise and Grind going for the Joe Anduin comp. That is very difficult to deal with, especially in these lower divs, where there's a little bit lower communication and just practice level. So it'll be very interesting to see if they can really make that combo work, and then it'll be even more interesting to see if Hots Chads can, in fact, answer that well. Mephisto is the final ban for Hots Chads. That would be double sustained damage dealer, but the fights on this map can go quite long, so double sustain is not the end of the world, and Mephisto can be a real nuisance. Ragnaros, a really high macro hero, does get banned out yet again. So that is all 3 bans focused on mitigating high macro potential from their opponent. So either, and I did not cast Rise and Grind, so I don't know this for sure. So either Rise and Grind are a brawl team and do not specialize in that macro control, or Hots Chads does specialize in that macro control. So that feels very much like a pretty serious plan in that decision-making process. A Nubrak Blaze will be locked in here for Hots Chads. They have one final pick, probably a DPS, but that is a pretty beefy frontline. Blaze and a Nubrak can just keep people stunned for essentially a million years. Anduin Pool's gonna probably get a lot of a workout here. Double global with the Haka Falstad, and the final lock in with the Tassadar for Rise and Grind. Interesting that they went for all of the macro bans here, just because they have a really major macro team comp. And Raynor Jaina, a very just vanilla combo that you see a lot in the lower divs, just because of, frankly, it's foolproof. It just works. Not a whole lot of work needed. Just works. Let us hit the battlefield here. We have... Oh. You were just in my chat. Botu. Yes, Botu on Blaze. Codename Zero on the Raynor. Rat-based Toad on the Jaina. Ilal on the Beetle. And Memaz on the ever-adorable Brightwing. And that is Hotchats. On the right side, we have Last Dispatch on the Lizard. Eris on the Falstad. Brother Nature on Tassadar. Life Digi on the Anduin. And Azrael Abyss on the Johanna. I recognize that name. Maybe I did cast for Rise and Grind. I don't think so. I don't think I really cast any Divi, but maybe I did. Bit of aggression coming through so far, but the health bars staying pretty healthy. Oh, no predictions. Feels bad. Falstad is heading to that bot lane, and Dahaka heading to the top. With double global, you can't really have both globals maximize their abilities, just because you can't have both go to the bar lane. Otherwise, you completely lose the benefit of having a global. Looks like this bot lane is going to be the main focus for this game. Perhaps a Blaze Dahaka double soak will be taking place. Raynor a little low. Tassadar already stacked pretty well. That's auto, I'm assuming. Oh no, that is Shock Ray. Dang, 25 on Shock Ray already. Very nicely done. Falstad does have a few stacks on his minion quest. And... oh, really? Anubarak went Globe. I've not really seen any Anubaraks take the Globe quest for quite some time. Looks like both sides will be picking up their siege camps. They should be done relatively soon. There's Hots Chads. Rise and Grind should be any second, if I had to guess. And there it is. These camps are pretty important on this map. A lot of people do not value them enough, if you ask me. Like, they have a lot of push potential, and like, they're a fair amount of free XP, and they have basically no cooldown. It's insane. King of Hots, welcome to the chat. Raynor is about to die here, though. But good to have you. It looks like a lot of RNG fans, so I'm glad to have another Hots Chads fan hit the... another? I think I did see one, to be fair. But yeah. Glad to see some fans for both sides. Very often I feel like my chat ends up being incredibly one-sided, and it's just like, no, I want both teams to... oh, that beetle almost went squish. But, you know, I want both teams to have their own cheering sections. Fight's gonna start pretty soon. Raynor not exactly in the position he wants to be in for the start of this fight. Hots Chad's playing this pretty defensively. Tassadar a little low. Big tongue on to the Brightwing, but no one really in range to follow up there. Again, Hots Chad's playing kind of passively. Raynor goes down in that bot lane, though. Siege Camp being picked up by Hots Chads. Not by Rise and Grind, though. Raynor should be back up to help recontest real soon. Right Wing might Hearthenge Z back. It's a very common play in these types of situations. Maybe not, though. Engage onto the Dahaka. Right Wing did Z in. Falstad a little low in that bottom there. Raynor even more low. Johanna going down. Pull goes out. Nice root to keep the Johanna alive. And it does not really have an escape plan at the moment. His escape abilities do come later. Nubrak going in a little deep without a whole lot to his health bar, and he does go down for it. Jaina also a little on the low side there. Raynor getting zoned away from the friendly team. Jaina going down here. Spell Armor does keep her alive. Channel goes through. And does look like first objective will be going in favor of Rise and Grind. Chads just playing a little too defensively there. Likely they're trying to wait out for 10s. This might be a they drafted for 10s type situation. Could also be some miscommunication. Does not quite seem like everybody's on the same page. So we'll have to see how this plays out as time goes on. Nubrak did grab that globe for himself. This should be cleared relatively uneventfully. Meanwhile, in the top lane, 2v1, Blaze is doing everything he can to try and stop this push. Daka might be looking for a tongue. Nubrak does go in. 2v4 right now. Light Bomb goes out onto 2. Brightwing Z's in just to get you killed. And she does go down. Black Hole apparently pushes the ragdoll of the Nubrak, who also went down there, to safety. They do kind of have double gust with Black Hole Gust. Asadar taking quite a bit of damage, but not really going down so far. He's just kind of been hanging out. Taking a lot of damage, but hanging out. We do see Hots Chads once again going for their siege camp. Halstead pushing through that bot lane a little bit there. Might secure that bottom fort. Rise and Grind are also working on their siege camp. Nubrak dives under the towers there. We do see the Water Elemental trying to secure the Anduin kill here. Little too aggressive. They don't manage to get it, but does look like nobody goes down, and Water Elemental is a really short cooldown. So Jaina should have that back up in time for whenever the next fight happens. Hi, Falstad. Just casually fly across my screen, why don't ya? Looks like a Nubarak wants to get onto somebody, but his team not able to really follow him there. Playing really aggressive here, trying to zone out some of the enemy team. Falstad trying to get some damage on to the Blaze. Hotchad's just not quite on the same page as each other right now. We've got to try and figure out a good target to go in on and absolutely blow them up. They have the potential to do it. They have a lot of CC to enable it. But so far, they've not really been able to go in on any one target. Blaze bunkers over the wall there. Nicely done by him. Daka does take out that bottom fort finally. That fort stayed alive a lot longer than it probably should have. Raynor taking a ton of damage, a little far from his team. Enemy team might have gone too aggressive to get the kill, but it doesn't look like it, as Hots Chads do not have a solid way of punishing any of the DPS involved in that kill. Hots Chads are going to go ahead and pick up their siege camp yet again. They are getting the siege camp quite often, which is helping to mitigate the teamfight losses that are happening so far, but they really do need to recontest this. They have about 13 seconds to do so. Blaze can rotate in from the mid lane. Nubarak trying to grab the Tassadar. That Tassadar Q doing a lot of damage. Big Tongue goes out, followed by a Light Bomb, and Raynor goes down, getting sniped by that Tassadar Q. Might be Johanna for Raynor, though. Black Hole trying to keep the Jaina alive, but the Beetle finds a Falstad who's very vulnerable, but he's very alone, and he does go down. Meanwhile, the Siege Camp is continuing to push in through that mid lane. Weird behavior. I think it prioritizes minions. But it is helping to mitigate that middle objective still. Bot has quite a ways before it hits any structures, so we might see a pretty solid defense from Hots Chads. Likely going to lose the top fort, though. Mid fort does go down, and this is still a pretty healthy objective in both mid and bot. Brightwing trying to shut down the bot objective to the best of her abilities. She's not the strongest global in the world. Mid objective does go down. Bot will probably follow suit real soon. Siege camp is available. It does go down really quick. They do have both Jaina and Raynor, who are very good with the camps. So they will pick it up real quick. Rise and Grind also picking up their siege camp. Solid XP lead so far. Also solid map lead. They are in a very good position going into this third objective. Blessed Shield does go through. Light Bomb not connecting to anyone, really. The Beetle was caught. Not as vulnerable as the Brightwing, though. Does use the teleport to get out of danger. Raynor does go down, and the Beetle just continues to be absolutely burned into oblivion there. Every time he steps up, he is just slowly losing his health and is not able to get a whole lot of value out of it. And it's just not really going well for him. Brightwing trying to do what she can to keep up the pressure in the mid lane, but Dahaka should be able to burn this relatively easily. He is forced to pop the Essence, though, which is a pretty significant loss. But unfortunately, that loss is entirely mitigated by the fact that there's now a boss pushing in through the bot lane here. Looks like they are going to go for the double boss play. Use one boss to secure the other. The top boss is going to be harder to answer as well as answer the objective, so that boss should secure them the objective. Double boss plays tend not to be as good as pushing with the boss, but just due to the timing of how this objective is laying out, I think that this works very well. It's also now pushing in the far lane, And they do have the Dahaka running with the boss at the moment. Pick up some of that XP, and he can global in if the fight happens to be for the objective. Or this looks like the objective will be given for the time being. They really need to get the channel in fast, though, because this boss is not going to live long at all. They're probably going to get a little over half of the objective in for free. We are likely going to see another team fight, and this could end up being the final team fight of the game if Hots Chads are not able to get a good fight here. Big pull on the Tassadar, keeping him safe. Inubarak taking a ton of damage from that Tassadar. Channel does get secured. Chase continues to happen here, but there's just so much damage coming through while they're trying to chase down the enemy team. Black Hole, unfortunately, not getting too much value there. Channel goes through 4 Hots Chads. Looks like we're going to be about 50%. Rise and Grind not really wanting to fight free 20s, but they're going to have to if they want to win this objective. Looks like they do go in. About 20 seconds left on the objective. Light Bomb goes out, only finding the Beetle. Bunker drops. Jaina manages to stay afloat despite her aggressive position there. Blaze trying to do the best he can to stay alive, but he is taking a ton of damage. Brightwing Z not able to save him. And Hots Chads do secure the objective at the cost of Blaze. But they're overall okay. Unfortunately, I don't think they can get too much with this objective. 20s are in play for Rise and Grind. So they're going to have a pretty easy time defending this, as well as the fact that these top and bottom objectives have quite the ways to go before they hit even forts. And at this stage of the game, you don't really care about forts. Forts are kind of meaningless at this stage. If you can sacrifice a fort and get some serious value out of it, you do so. I think Inubarak is eternally chastised. Gotta love visual glitches. Don't know if they see that too. It took that many hordes to stop our cavalry. Mid fort is going to go down, it looks like. Wind Tunnel, though, keeping Jaina in a very difficult position. She pops her ice block. Light Bomb goes through, securing the Rainer in place. Jaina just trying to stay afloat. Not going to succeed, though. She does go down. Rainer taking half his health bar from one ability. He is also trying to stay afloat, but Tassadar Wall is just too much. That is both DPS down for Hots Chads. And a nice grab on that Brightwing. Now, unfortunately, on this map, they really do need to take out 2 of the keeps in order to win the game. So they are not likely going to be able to end it with those deaths. You know what to do. So instead, they are going in for the siege camp here. Objective is in the top lane. We do see Rise and Grind going for the bot boss here. They have plenty of time to pick it up. And again, this boss is going to be in the far lane from the objective, meaning that this will buy them quite a bit of time for the objective. They do also have the double global, so they can just global right up to the objective. Looks like instead they want to travel together. Looks like Hots Chads are willing to give that bottom keep. Rainer might disagree, though. Here we go. Everybody is here. 45 seconds left on the objective. Tassar just dealing so much damage with those Qs. Lots of damage onto the Jaina. Wind Tunnel goes through. So does the Black Hole. The Black Hole not really finding anyone. Big Light Bomb as the Wind Tunnel comes to an end. Brightwing and Jaina in a lot of danger. Falstad goes down. Jaina staying afloat. Brightwing does go down. So does Tassadar, though. 3-for-1 trade. 4-for-1 trade. I'm assuming she has Indestructible. Yeah. Does get popped. And she does go down to the Burning Beetle. Meanwhile, Blaze is working on that objective. His team is picking up top boss. Core was able to deal with the boss as I predicted. So it is getting handled relatively on its own, and the core should heal up just fine. Top boss is picked up. Bot lane not going to get too much value from the objective, most likely. Just kind of push out that lane. Securing this fort early, definitely a solid move. Brightwing does teleport back. Mid lane is already pushed up quite a bit. Nice stun onto the Tassadar. Pull does keep him safe, though. His boss still pretty healthy and an entire team behind it. Never mind if a team decides not to be behind the boss, and instead pushes through one of the other lanes, hoping the boss will take out the keep on its own, or the objective that comes in after will take it out on its own. The objective probably will secure that, though, so I think this is the right move. They will need to secure a second keep if they are going to secure the game. Big stun from the Anub'arak. Wind Tunnel, though, causing some serious problems for the Anub'arak, taking quite a bit of damage there. Pops the rewind to stay alive. This keep still has a little ways to go before it goes down. Top keep does go down, though. And it does not look like this keep is going to go down. Maybe. Rise and Grind back up just a little too far, allowing Hotschads to step up and take the keep. But that's a lot of damage. Blaze goes down out of the bunker. Raynor might be next, taking just an absurd amount of damage there. Does go down. That is 2 down, but there's still an objective pushing in through that bot lane. Anub'arak trying to stay alive. Brightwing Z's in. Bit of a risky play, but it does look like it paid off. Nicely done, Brightwing. Saved the beetle and got yourself out of danger. Very nicely done. With 3 up, they should, especially since Raynor is back now, they should be able to defend any plays that Rise and Grind decide to do. Wind Tunnel does go through. The Hawkeyes answering that bot lane. Hotschads going ahead and picking up their siege camp. Both sides just trying to reset. The next mistake that is made is probably going to give the opponent game. This is a very stressful time for both teams, as when you get to this late in the game, it's almost a coin flip. It's really whoever makes the mistake first. First move made by Hotschads, positioning around the boss, potentially doing it. Looks like they are going to go ahead and do this boss. They made their move. Question is it a mistake? Anub'arak should be able to buy them some time. Boss does get picked up. That's probably going to secure keep, honestly. Cocoon onto the Falstad. Pull does keep Falstad afloat as well as the task wall. But this boss is still walking down the lane, and there's also that siege camp in the mid lane. Hotchad's definitely putting the stranglehold onto their opponents here, putting a lot of pressure through. I don't know what else to add to that. Putting a lot of pressure through, and like I said, it's just a stranglehold, slowly closing in. Question is, can Rise and Grind break out of it? Or will they suffocate? They are going to deal with the macro pressure. Objective will be channeled then. Core taking a ton of damage, but it will heal back up. Siege Camp is taken care of in that mid lane. Boss also taken care of. 30 seconds left on the objective. Tahaka probably going to just global in any second. And he does do so. Sees the Jaina, but the polymorph does keep Jaina alive. 20 seconds left on the objective. Anubrak trying to keep the channel from going through. Light Bomb goes out, but it's not going to save Falstad or Anduin. Camp was taken, but Tassadar going down. That's only 2 to defend the core, 1 to defend the core. None to defend the core. There we go. I knew that was going to happen. And Blaze being left behind just in case something goes wrong. But it won't, as this core is just deleted. Well played to our teams. Solid game 1. Very nicely done. Very, very nicely done. Alrighty. Go ahead and roll that ad. That was a solid game. That was a solid game to start us off. Alright, let's bring you guys back to me as the ad wraps up. That was a really good game 1. Like, that was real back and forth. I loved it. I loved seeing that. That was good fun to watch. Hope you all enjoyed it. Nobody won the prediction, though. Alright, so we just wait on the next lobby to be made. Mark that as complete. You know, this is a real neck and neck. I can see how it went 2-1 last time these guys went up against each other. My chat keeps, like, moving weirdly. And, like, I keep expecting there to be a new message because I see it move out of the corner of my eye. Does anyone know why that is? I don't know why that happens. It makes me really confused. Like somebody shot a message and it was just instant deleted, but it should still be there for me, not for you guys, if that happens. So like, I don't know. There you go. Prediction is set up for game 2. Yeah, no, that was a really solid game. Like I said, I really can understand how they went 2-1 last time. But yeah, no, like, I'm excited for game 2 here. I'm real excited for this. I jokingly said if I wanted this time, and they're like, "You always wanted," and now they're all like joking, like, yeah. Yeah, no, I'm very excited to see how this one will go, especially this map. Like, any guesses on the map? Some compliments getting thrown at the Tassadar. Compliments like, "We absolutely hate you." That was a very solid Tassadar. That was a very, very solid Tassadar. I don't get that joke, and I don't think I should repeat it. That's where I thought he was going with it. Okay. Not family friendly. Not family friendly at all. Lucky for him, I am used to military individuals. Also, I forgot to pause the recording. Welcome everybody to game 2 in our series between Hots, Chads, and Rise and Grind. Hots, Chads did decide to go for map pick. Why am I getting all confuzzled and turned around here? They then banned out Dragonshire and Tomb of the Spider Queen. Rise and Grind then banned out Cursed Hollow and Velskaya Foundry. Hots, Chads then takes us to Alterac Pass, where they won. And Rise and Grind decide to go for map pick themselves and take us to Towers of Doom, which after that last game, I'm looking forward to seeing them play on this map. This is a map where that back and forth really will add up, where every step of the game is incredibly relevant. You can turn it back from the brink. You can also just die to slow, methodical, just like the same thing that happened at the end of that game where it's just a slow closing in. It's always enjoyable for me to watch that when like, cause that's one of the things I like about like when I play TCGs and stuff like that, just slow close around somebody. I just like watching that. Some call me a sadist. We do see the Falstad, Vala, Sylvanas, and Jaina will be the bans for our game 2 here. first pick, probably going to be a Joe or a... That's not a Joanna. Interesting. It was banned last game, so I guess we'll get to see why it was banned last game. He can be a serious nuisance, and down here in Div D, something that, like, someone who can play something that's that powerful at being a nuisance that well can cause some serious, serious problems. Brightwing, Johanna are the picks for Rise and Grind. Not a fan of letting their opponents get the Brightwing nor the Johanna. My confusion grows. My confusion grows. No judgment, just confusion. So the next picks are TLV and Murky, right? Like, they're just going full macro here. You can't just ban something typical like that. Like, I don't know what the burden is going to do for them. I'm confused. Excited, but confused. To be fair, yesterday, Game 2 had a draft that I was questioning at the start. And I was questioning quite a bit at the start. And arguably judging at the start. And they demolished with it. So I will say nothing beyond just quoting Vayne in the chat and saying, "Welcome to Div D, everybody!" Sonya and Gul'dan are the next picks for Rise and Grind. And now we get to find out what'll round out this incredibly bizarre composition. But it might work. Don't let anyone tell you that I ever said that it might not work, because it might. Do not like that Mal'Ganis skin. That is not a good skin, in my opinion. But Mal'Ganis Deckard are a pretty scary duo. And I can see them working pretty well with this comp. They can really set up for the Azmodan. Nazeebo can put poison on a lot of things, and then Azmodan Globe, so lots of stacking there.
The wait is over.
And Cassia will be the hero to round things out here. So a really long fight comp. Like, really, really long fight comp for Rise and Grind. Because both Cassia and Gul'dan are sustained damage dealers. And I don't even know what to call the comp for Hots Chads. I'm just excited to see it play out. Let's go ahead and hit the battlefield. On the left side, we have Memas on the Deckard, Kane, Codename Zero on Samuro, Ratbastode on the Azmodan. Azmodan? Azmodan. Ilal on the
what are you waiting for?
Mal'Ganis. Where's Nazeebo? Oh, there's Nazeebo. And Botu on the Nazeebo for Hots Chads. On the right side, we have Last Dispatch on the Sonya. Life Digi on the ever adorable Brightwing. Brother Nature on the Cassia. Really wanting this kill. Eris on the Gul'dan, and Azrael Abyss on the Johanna for Rise and Grind. quick reminder that gambling is allowed in the chat. And encouraged, in fact. Early deaths like that aren't too important. Now, when I play Quick Match, I'm a real judge of the stacks for Asmodans and Nazebos. So I am going to be commenting on those stacks. We will have to see. I'll have to see how it goes. So far, Nazebo's behind pace by quite a margin. Asmodon Globe from downtown. Not able to find anyone, though. I think he did get some stacks off the minions. Mal'Ganis getting the sleep around. Not a whole lot going on here, just everybody trying to stack a little bit. Ness seems like he's going to have a hard time stacking this game. Azrael going in a little aggressive there. Nice stacks for the Asmodem. Zevo's got quite a ways to catch up. Asmodon's about what you'd expect. Meanwhile, Gul'dan already about halfway done with his Globe quest. Nicely done there. I don't think there's a pace anyone's calculated for the Globe quest. Sleep did lock down the Cassia. Chad's gonna have a really hard time early on because all their damage is based on their ability to stack. Bot does get secured by the side of Rise and Grind. Meanwhile, there is a fight going on over the red side objective. Johanna does go down in the bot lane. And it does look like the objective does get picked up. So Rise and Grind did get 2 of the objectives. Meanwhile, Chads did get their own. A lot of damage onto Mal'Ganis. I think he's going to go down there. Oh, just barely alive with help from the Decad Kane. Oh. Froze there for a second. Samuro and Nazebo just trying to pressure the map as much as they can at the moment. Nazebo is successfully catching up on pace quite a bit. Nicely done, Asmodon. Camp invade coming through from Rise and Grind. Mal'Ganis doing the best he can. Asmodon was hearthing, so he should be here relatively soon, but he's also very much not here. Does not look like the invade is going to be successful, as it will be picked up by Chads. Does not look like anyone went down during that fight, nor anything major burned. Mal'Ganis, though, taking quite a bit of damage. Big sleep goes through. Root just a little too slow, probably on CD there. That Drain Life doing a lot of work so far. Johanna goes down, though. Azebo gets picked up in the top lane. 3v3 going on here. Cassia taking quite a bit of damage. Probably gonna blow up in a second, and there she goes to the beam. And that is the objective picked up for Hot Chads. The fight didn't exactly go their way for quite a while, but they were able to secure the objective, equalizing the core health for both teams. Very nicely done by Hot Chads. Hold on, very close to finishing his globe quest. Osmondon still has a lot of way to go for his quest pace. Nazebo a little bit behind himself still. Looks like they're not really playing them for their typical purposes, honestly. It looks like they're playing Nazebo and Samuro to try and just absolutely demolish the map. And Osmondon to try and, again, demolish the map. And that's really all they're after. They don't care how much hero damage they do, they care how much siege damage they can do. Oh, Cassio is dead there, honestly. Big stun goes through. Nice globe. Horrify just barely missing the team. But it will... But nevertheless, Hot Chads do end up losing the fight. Samuro steals the siege camp.
Do not disappoint me.
Might die for it, though. He did go back in. Polymorph causing some problems. Their comp will ramp up? Yeah. Yeah, it will. That is absolutely for sure. I think Osmondon might be dead. Oh, just barely survived. The Q was not enough. Looks like Cassio's gonna go for the camp steal. Try and pay back the Samuro. Meanwhile, mid continues to get sieged. This Sonya is not having a good day. Like, if you're offlaning into a composition like this, you are just hating life. That's just how this kind of thing goes. She's trying to mitigate that mid-siege, but is not going to succeed as it does go down. The slow on the drain life being unconditional is really nasty. That was a big, solid change for him. Like, he's basically just rooting the Osmondon or whoever else he's draining. Nice Horrify on to the Deckard. Deckard's in a really awkward position here. Does get the leap from the Sonya. Big globe goes through. Osmondon is starting to catch up on his pace a little bit. He's still behind by quite a margin, but he is starting to catch up a little bit. Mal'Ganis gets stunned out of the sleep, but is able to escape nonetheless. Meanwhile, bot is being pushed in here. Top was also taken. Nice health swap from the Mal'Ganis. Looks like Cassia might go down here. Does go down to the poison.
The time is now, heroes. Claim the altars in my name.
Naz is exactly on minimum pace right now. Deckard Cain secures their own. Meanwhile, we might just end up going into bombardment here. Johanna taking a ton of damage. Gul'dan currently stands alone, the only defender in the bot lane. I don't think they're playing this for ramp. I think they're playing this for just absolutely destroying structures. Samuro clone just ate one of his potions. That feels bad. That feels so bad. Managing to stay alive. Spoke too soon. Poor Monkey King. He's what, immortal 10 times over? Anyone knows Journey to the West? I think it's like 10. I know it's double digit. Do see a camp invade coming through from Rise and Grind. Meanwhile, Sonya trying to recapture those structures. Blind as a bat does come through. Asmodon taking a ton of damage. Deckard Cain does secure the camp, though. My chat shimmied again. It's so uncomfortable. Cassia taking a little bit of damage, but overall okay. Trample does keep the Asmodon safe. Cassia trades with Mal'Ganis. 3 for 1. Mal'Ganis is the only one to go down there. Siege Camp pushing in through the top lane. Asmodon trying to save the fort there. Does succeed in doing so. I think Samuro... Oh, no, Sonya is there. Nice leap from the Sonya. Nicely played by the Sonya. She's mad. You don't play in this type of situation as an off lane and have a good time.
Your powers will be more like all the others.
Okay, she did notice, but a little late. Hey, Carly! Lots of damage onto the Nazebo, though. Brightwing teleporting in. Looks like they will still get their objective, but it's only 2 shots. So not only were 2 objectives picked up, they were picked up with 6 shots each. Gargantuan does get popped onto the structure. Ice Block tries to keep the Nazebo alive long enough to get some value. He does go down, and everybody is relatively okay. Gul'dan goes down as well. Looks like Deckard is next. Followed by Samuro. Is it a full wipe? Health swap does go through onto the Johanna. It is not a full wipe. Asmodon and... I forgot Asmodon ran away. Yeah, Asmodon survives, and Mal'Ganis does survive. I'll stretch once you can see me again. Thanks for the channel points, Carly. I'll stretch now, because now you want me. Now you made me want to stretch. There we go. And I'll stretch again once the camera's on. Siege Camp being picked up by Hots Chads. This has got to be the least graceful advantage I have ever seen anyone have. Like, I've used this phrase before, but it's not pretty. They're just beating their opponent in with a cudgel. That's what's happening right now. They're going for the mid fort. You're getting a lot of value. Deckard and Asmodon both go down. Bot was secured for Rise and Grind, so I don't think any of the barrage shots happened. Nice sleep from the Mal'Ganis. Health swap goes through. Samuro trying to stay alive. Mal'Ganis pops blind as a bat, but is too busy being polymorphed. And does go down. Nazebo stepping back up. Objective does get secured by Rise and Grind, but yet again, only 2 shots. I swear, this is like watching a prison matchup. Doesn't matter how much you win, you're constantly fighting this uphill battle, and everything that you try to do is always significantly weaker because of what your opponent's been trying to do. That's how Person plays in Card Fight, and that's kind of what this looks like. Fortify goes through. Top fort is secure. Cassia is securing the top fort.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
The strategy for Hots Chads is kind of starting to fall apart as they are not able to just keep respawning and just keep throwing siege at their opponents. Rise and Grind still in this. They've pulled themselves back together, starting to get picks on the opponents who are just spread all over the map, and they're just trying to cycle from one pick to the next. Honestly, I think this is their best chance against this strategy, is to just keep on keeping on. Rotate us 5 and just kill every opportunity you can. Bot fort does get secured by Hots Chads though. They've really got to get another kill in here soon. Boss gets picked up by Hots Chads, meaning we are down to 5 health on the core of Rise and Grind. Count it, 5.
Lay claim to the altars. Do not disappoint me.
Samuro trying to stall out the channel on the mid objective while his friends capture top. Bot is also picked up, so that is 4 shots onto the core.
Show the Raven Lord the extent.
Way too many fires to put out. They are resecuring bot.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
Unfortunately for them, Hots Chads are starting to regroup. So their chance at getting another pick is less, much less than they would like it to be.
Has taken a tower.
Siege camp will be cleared very easily. Meanwhile, bot lane is being turned yet again. If you work in one of these bell towers, you've got to be getting whiplash. To be fair, you're also probably a ghost.
Keeper claims another tower.
Team fight over the mid tower. Actually, it looks like Hots Chads are going to completely back off. What even is that upgrade? Demons deal 40% increased damage to structures. At this point, I think they kind of are. Just because they are not able to win any of these team fights. They're way too behind on stacks, so their damage is much less than they want it to be. Top is once again changing hands. Looks like a mid might follow suit real soon. 15 seconds on the altar spawn. No bombardment shots. They do manage to secure that bot objective, or bot tower. Tornado gets popped. Blue health bar's real low. Fortify goes through. Armor mitigation, Deckard in a ton of danger. Lord Nato gets popped yet again. Mal'Ganis does do the health swap. Brightwing Z's over to try and save some friends. Samuro off on his own right now. Might secure the Gul'dan though. Does secure the Gul'dan. But now Samuro's in a little bit of trouble. Blind at the back gets popped. Mal'Ganis trying his best. He does go down though. Asmodon ult not going to secure the bottom tower. There's still 3 down, 2 down for not too long, 1 down for quite a while. Rise and Grind fighting real hard against the cheese. Again, they've got to try and keep getting these picks. Their only hope here is to keep punishing how they were playing earlier, where they're just constantly throwing their bodies at these structures. And this seems to be working out for them. They're just stalling with 1 or 2 towers until objective comes around, and just trying to get picks wherever they can.
The altars rise again.
There's Lord NATO. Samuro stepping up. Looks like Fort will go down yet again. Objective still going on in, or will be going on in the bot lane. They don't need to. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Blind at the back gets popped in the back line. The Zebo in quite a bit of danger. Alganus pops the sleep. Cassia goes down. Unfortunate for Rise and Grind. That's a serious pickup for them. For their opponents, rather. Tons of damage onto the Johanna. She does have Indestructible, but that's a lot of poison. She does go down. Bombardment is triggered. Horrify goes off, but does not find anyone. Alganus goes in deep. He does have his ultimate. One more bombardment shot. And there it is. Looks like today Cheese wins. Does not look like we're gonna get an interview, so thank you guys for joining us today. Tomorrow will be the last week of me doing some shoutcasting, and then after that, we do some preps for regionals. I'm looking forward to streaming that. I think that's gonna be good fun. So if you guys are interested at all in me or TCGs in general, or specifically Cardfight Vanguard, do feel free to come around the week after next, where I will be around the same time as this, doing some prep for regionals with Vayne. So we'll probably be doing some practice games, some analysis, stuff like that. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. So, turns out we do get an interview, ladies and gentlemen. So first off, very close games. Very, very close games.
Yeah, that first game actually, I thought they were shredding us. It was bad.
Yeah, no, they had a really solid start, and you guys just had a few solid wins.
Yeah, and that map's like that, but like it was, just had to, it's all about, managing the map.
Yep. Yeah, no, you guys got the siege on cooldown, which gave you a solid advantage there. Few things here and there like that. So very solid.
I thought there was 2 fights in particular on that first map that I was like, why am I not dead? I should be so dead. And then Rat and I think Mateo like stunned them and locked them down, just murdered them all, and I somehow survived as a Nubrak. It was crazy.
Yep. Yeah, no, like that was definitely like you were getting absolutely blown up quite a few times and stuff like that, and like, yeah, you guys just managed to make it work. So, but
yeah. How'd you like that second map?
I was gonna say, let's go to the second map, which was probably the least visibly I'll just say it. It was disgusting. That was not a graceful win. That was you literally just like picking up a stick and beating them into submission.
Yeah,
that's no beauty or elegance. You guys were just brutal.
You saw the comp. Everyone understood what we were doing. It's not like there was a mystery to that.
It doesn't mean it's not any more or less beautiful. Like,
the fun thing about that map is I think I was playing with some of the dads, and somebody in Storm League did that to us. It pissed me off so bad.
I was commenting on it. I feel so bad for that Sonya. I don't know if they're chilling here and like watching the interview. There were so many times that I looked at the Sonya and I'm just like, I've been there, man. You just hate life. You're sitting there running around like a mad person and it feels like nothing you're doing matters.
Yeah. No, it's I think that's a one-trick pony. I don't think we'll be able to. I don't think anyone's going to let us do that again. I don't think we plan to. It doesn't.
There was a lot of things that lined up for that to work. They did not have enough ways to shut it down, but there's a lot of ways to shut that down.
We know.
But yeah, like, and that's what you do. Like, that's how playoffs work. You practice stuff and you get stuff ready and that you don't show anybody, and then you pull it out on one of your playoff matches. You score the win. You go home and you don't try and do it again because everybody knows you're gonna do it. So. It's
a cheesy comp, but it works. It's super annoying to fight against. Like when you only got one tower and you're constantly running just to get one more back and objectives up. It's a horrible feeling.
Yeah, no, honestly, the moment because like they were really starting to punish you guys for just not having a lot of team fight potential in the late game. And then you guys got like one or two solid picks, and you guys just had too much of a lead, and that was enough.
I think that's when I died at bottom. Like I think I went blind as a bat and just went at the tower. That was really dumb. I should not have done that.
Yeah, no,
but whatever.
You went down, and then late in that fight, I forget what the other pick was, but the Cassia was the big one that I noticed, and I'm just like, that's probably it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like, really solid job by them. Like, considering their comp did not have any solid answers to what you guys were doing, they played remarkably well. Like, there was a lot of times where they realized that it was like, all right, all we gotta do is pick them off because they're spread all over the place, and then they take a million years to respawn, and we'll be good. But it just stopped working for just one moment, and that's all you guys needed.
Yeah. It becomes a lot of pressure. We definitely made some mistakes there too. Like you can play that map cleaner than we did, but it was fun to actually take something we practiced and use it.
It also looked like a caveman smacking a child with a stick.
Rise of Guy's a good team. It just happened to be that was not something they were looking for. They were looking for.
There was, especially that first map, they showed a lot of skill. Like, I commented almost right away. I forget if it was during the match or right after. I was like, I can really see how this went 2-1 last time.
I think we had a really hard time with that task. His walls were on point.
Oh yeah.
And so it was pretty annoying. But that's all right. I mean, that was good on them.
But yeah, that's all I've got really to talk about. I did want to mention the task, but you did that for me. So I'll leave the floor open to you guys for shoutouts.
No, it was really great. I mean, Mateo, Rat, Mias, Code, they all came together really focused, especially that first game. Like, it was a hard game. It sucks getting your butt kicked, the first half of the game, the first 20 minutes of the game. And then, just being able to stick together long enough to turn it around and make something happen. So, awesome. Well done, all. And the second game, it's fun to actually see what we practiced worked. We tried it like 3-4 times. A little more than that, actually. And we could see it working. Making sure you get the bands right for that, and it was awesome. It was fun to play that.
All right. Well.
All right. Thanks so much.
No problem. Good luck in the rest of your playoffs.
All right. Thanks again.
Very welcome. Thank you. So we did get ourselves an interview. Glad to see it. So they're probably on to game 2 now, but there is another caster. Let me go ahead and see who that is, but I'll go ahead and sign off for the time being. I have been Shadonas. I already did my whole spiel that I was planning on doing, so I'll just leave you guys here. Thanks for hanging out with me, and see you all next time. Peace.